What's up, everybody? Jason from Jason's Exotic Reptiles, back at you, another week, another video. Today is going to be a special video because after we've waited all this time, months have gone by, we finally get to cut open those Burmese python eggs that were laid 2 months ago. So I think this is day 65, 67. That's where my Burmese python eggs tend to hatch. I saw one of them pip in the incubator. I got the opportunity to kind of look at them, and I said, this is the video where we get to cut them. Unfortunately, last week, I missed that opportunity to film the cutting. We just saw the end product. I still think it was a cool video. We are going to look at these babies once they're cut. We're going to look at last week's babies because I believe they should have all shed by now. Haven't checked on them yet. But I'm going to give you guys the first look at all of it as I'm pulling these things out, taking a look at them, and that's about it. Let's dive right into it. Here we have the eggs that I've been talking to you guys about, and this specific litter, like I said earlier, it's a hypo 100% het lab, 50% het albino and caramel, crossed with a hypo that is 50% het lab, albino, caramel, green. I'll have to check all those genetics, but we have 2 eggs that have started to pip, and now I'm going to cut the rest of them. I have not cut these. I have my little scissors here. I haven't even looked in these eggs yet, so let's take a quick peek and just cut this open a little bit more. Normally I use a razor blade, but I got this pair of scissors and I wanted to try it out. In the last video I was not able to give you guys the cutting video because I got a little too excited. I didn't have my camera ready and I just wanted to get the eggs open. So this is just a normal Burmese python, which I actually specifically targeted this year. I really wanted to get normal Burmese pythons. I'm hoping the camera's going to focus in on that. But that's a normal. Let's see what this other one is that started to pip. And as I said and over again, I always wait for a couple eggs to pip before I really take too much of a, really start cutting any of the eggs, I should say. This is a really pretty hypo. Everybody knows that I really like my hypos. So I have a couple litters this year, hypos. I just really think they're a beautiful animal, and I'm hoping that the camera's picking this up, but I mean, that's a damn pretty snake in there. See if I can get a close-up of this. I mean, that's a gorgeous animal. And I'll see if I can take some pictures as well, post some screenshots. But let's keep going. Let's see what we have. I'm going to go down the line so I don't lose my place. And when you are cutting these, just be real careful. I don't really like the scissors here, but I have it, and I don't have the blade with me, so we'll keep going. There's another normal, really pretty animal though. And again, I did target normals. I feel like it's almost hard to find just a normal Burmese python now. So that's something I wanted to make more available, because not everybody wants a morph anymore. It's almost seeming like people are starting to appreciate the normals again. And I certainly am. Obviously this one has some hets in it, or potential hets, but it was the closest I could do to getting you guys normal Burmese pythons. So I'm happy to see them. And as I've said in a lot of my videos, I try to make animals in all price ranges. That's another normal there. And I feel that that's important if you are going to try to become a breeder, is that not everybody has thousands and thousands of dollars to spend on animals. That's not in line with everybody's goal. Some people just want a really cool pet, and or just a normal wild type animal. So I hate to even call them normals, but I don't really like the term wild type. I feel like that's kind of markety, gimmicky as well, but it is true. It's the wild type of what you would see in the wild, and they're beautiful animals. I actually may keep one myself because I just really want to have a normal Burmese python again. Another hypo. So based on what I'm seeing, I don't think that the male is proved out to be Labyrinth, which is good because I've been trying to prove him out, and to date I've only put him to other possible hets. Now the problem with that is that doesn't mean that the females that I've put him to are possible hets. It just means that the females, I'm sorry, it doesn't mean that the females I put him to are not possible hets. It just means that he was not, and there was not a full set of genetics. So I still have some breeding to do with the females, but I can finally cross off, hopefully, well, I shouldn't say hopefully, I can finally cross off possible hets off of his list, since I know this female was 100% het for certain things. That's strange, because I guess, I'm sorry, it was a hypo to hypo, so that's an ivory in there. So I guess I got a little confused. I thought I'd see more ivories for a hypo to hypo, but it makes sense. So we'll keep cutting. I thought for a second it was an albino, so. Another normal. And again, I'm actually really happy to see the amount of normals I'm getting, as I just had a huge litter of hypos and ivories, and I like to have a diversified group. So there's another ivory there. We'll see what these last three are. This was just a small clutch, the first time breeding this girl. Getting covered in egg goo. There's another ivory. These eggs here, they probably could use a little bit longer, but honestly, it's an extra day or two isn't going to make a huge difference. There's another ivory. And it'd be interesting if this one was also an ivory, just based on where they were in the incubator, but so that's a normal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ivories, 1, 2, 3 hypos, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hypos, I'm sorry, 5 normals, and 4 ivories. I think that's pretty good odds. I'm gonna flip the camera and see if I can get you guys some close-up pictures of this, some of the babies and the eggs. We'll do some zoom-ins and close the video out. It's a day later now, and all the Burmese pythons that we cut are now out of the egg. I have my other litter from last week up here. I did not open this yet, but let's take a look at the litter that we just watched getting cut, and we'll see what we have here. So there they are, really, really pretty babies. I am going rogue here, and I am holding the camera by hand, so it's a little shaky. I am going to apologize for that. But I believe we're going to get some cool pictures or a cool video of these babies here. I mean, just the normals. I really, really appreciate a normal Burmese python. And then some of these hypos in the back are absolutely just amazing lavenders, pinks. Like look at the colors on this here. That's just a beautiful animal. Really, really pretty stuff. I'm very happy with this litter. Burmese pythons, as babies, are almost always little nippy things. They just like to bite. They're the smallest thing in an area what is filled with massive animals. But let's see if I can get this camera to focus on the animal in my hand rather than in the animal in the background. Just really pretty animals, and ivories are also some of my favorites. I mean, what gets better than just an all-white 10-foot plus snake? Maybe the one in the back, that hypo. I mean, really, really pretty things. So that is that litter. And I want to show you the other litter that I had. And for people who always ask, this is the Freedom Breeder. I believe they're the FB40s. I do have my new Freedom Breeder racks coming. I just got the email maybe earlier today that they're coming. And this is the first look at the babies from last week. They have all shed out. This is my first look at them too. So really pretty. And what I want to point out is the color change that you'll see happen. This one specifically I thought was kind of unique. It's kind of off camera, we'll see. I didn't know if it was going to make it, but you can kind of see. I'm going to put him down because I do need to push the camera to focus. It has no upper part of its head, and I just figured let's see what happens. But really kind of freaky thing, but no eyes, no upper part of its head. I need to close this bin down here. I mean, this is 2 bins full of awesome. There's probably 30 or 40 snakes in here, and they're all super nice. Again, I'm moving this camera around and it's not giving you the best visual, but let's take a look at this one. I mean, it's so far he or she is doing okay. I didn't have the heart to just kill it. Normally, something like this would be too deformed to survive, but I figured let's see what happens. So, pretty unique looking animal. But these guys in the back are girls, guys and girls, just awesome. So this is what they look like after they've shed. The hypos, they do tend to lose that purplish, lavenderish color after they shed, which is, you know, not a bad thing because they turn into something different. They get those highlighted yellows and just really awesome. I mean, like this guy here, this is probably a het green. What you're seeing on this specific animal is these kind of rounded, more shallow, soft markings. That tends to be a het green versus this one here. I don't know if you can see it. You know, it's just more washed out. Some people will call it a leopard berm, so similar to that one in the back. I cannot guarantee these are het green. I know there is het green in the pairing that I paired it to, but if I were to hedge my bets, that would be the one that I would pick for het green, or at least these ones that I'm pointing out that are just softer. Let's see if I can get one without getting bit. It's a pretty animal. Really pretty. So that was the babies. Let's take one more look at these, because I haven't really taken a good look at them. Man, I just love normal Burmese pythons. And yeah, you can see, I mean, see this purple lavenderish? That's what they start to lose once they go through their first shed. And how I set these up is once they come out of the egg, I just wash off all the goo that might be on them, if they do have goo on them. And then I will put them into a big bin like this, let them shed out. I got a Burmese python biting my elbow. Let me close that bin. So I'll put them in a big bin like this. They will stay in like this for about a week, 2 weeks, until they all shed out, and then they will all go into their own individual cages. But wow, what a pretty pile of snakes. That's the end of the video. I hope that you all enjoyed that video and saw the Burmese pythons. This is my male ivory Burmese python. Everybody who says Burms get big, yes, they do have potential to get massive, but this is an adult male Burmese python. I've showed him off multiple times in my videos. He's my little friend. He's an awesome snake. He's been with me for probably 10 plus years at this point. I really enjoy him. I think I got him in 2012 or maybe 2010. I'd have to look back, but either way, he's a beautiful animal. I really like him. And he is an ivory that is 100% het labyrinth and albino. He's proved for me multiple times for albino. I have never had the opportunity to prove him for the labyrinth yet. Maybe this year I'll get that, but we'll see what happens. So with all that said, I want to thank all of my Patreon. Special thank you to you guys. It is really what is making me stay consistent with these videos. Don't get yourself choked out by snakes like that. So it's really what's helping me stay consistent with these videos is you guys kind of showing a drive and a support to see what I'm doing. So that is motivational to me to continue to pump this out. I appreciate you guys for everything you're doing. If you are interested in joining my Patreon team, check it out. It is patreon.com/Jason's Exotic Reptiles. If you're interested in anything I'm producing, I have a ton of cool boas up on the website, more going up soon. These Burmese pythons, after they've had, I don't know, probably 3-4 consistent meals. I always say consistent meals. That may work out to be 10 actual meals, but 3 to 4 consistent meals. I will post them all up and available on the website. So if you're interested, www.jasonsexoticreptiles.com. And till next week, I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. Let's keep it moving.